Muhal Richard Abrams was born Richard Lewis Abrams on September 19, 1930 and died on October 29, 2017. He was an American educator, administrator, composer, arranger, clarinetist, cellist, and jazz pianist in the free jazz medium. Abrams attended DuSable High School in Chicago. By 1946, he enrolled in music classes at Roosevelt University, but I didn't get too much out of that, because it wasn't what I was hearing in the street. He then decided to study independently. I've always had a natural ability to study and analyze things. I used that ability, not even knowing what it was just a feeling, and started to read book. The books of Joseph Schillinger were very influential in Abrams' development. Abrams' first gigs were playing the blues, R&B, and hard-bop circuit in Chicago and working as a sideman with everyone from Dexter, Gordon and Max Roach to Ruth Brown and Woody Shaw. In 1950 he began writing arrangements for the King Fleming Band, and in 1955 played in the hard-bop band Modern Jazz 2+3, with tenor saxophonist Eddie Harris. After this group folded he kept a low profile until he organized the experimental band in 1962, a contrast to his earlier hard-bop venture in its use of free jazz concepts. This band, with its fluctuating lineup, evolved into the Association for the Advancement of Creative Musicians, AACM, emerging in May 1965 with Abrams as its president. Rather than playing in smoky nightclubs, AACM members often rented out theaters and lofts where they could perform for attentive and open-minded audiences. The album Levels and Degrees of Light, 1967, was the landmark first recording under Abrams' leadership. On this set, Abrams was joined by the saxophonists Anthony Braxton, Maurice McIntyre, vibraphonist Gordon Emmanuel, violinist Leroy Jenkins, bassists Leonard Jones and Charles Clark, and vocalist Penelope Taylor.Abrams also played with saxophonists Eddie Harris, Gordon, and other more bop-oriented musicians during this era. He recorded and toured the United States, Canada and Europe with his orchestra, sextet, quartet, duo and as a solo pianist. His musical affiliations is a who's who of the jazz world, including Roach, Gordon, Eddie Lockjaw Davis, Art Farmer, Sonny Stitt, Braxton, the Art Ensemble of Chicago, Harris and many others. In 1990 Abrams won the Jazzpar Prize, an annual Danish prize within jazz. Abrams received a 1997 Foundation for Contemporary Arts Grants to Artists Award. In May 2009 the National Endowment for the Arts announced that Abrams would be one of the recipients of the 2010 NEA Jazz Masters Award. In June 2010, Abrams was given the Lifetime Achievement Award by New York City's premier jazz festival, known as the Vision Festival. Abrams died at his home in Manhattan, at the age of 87.